So, good day everyone. My name is Roger Jigar Salsa, and today we'll be discussing about the measures of central tendency for group data. So, usually there are two types of central tendency, which is the group and the ungroup data. But for today's discussion, we'll just focus about the group data. So, what is group data? So, any data that is being arranged in a frequency distribution table are called group data. So, specifically, if you have a large amount or a big digit of data, then it's best to solve the central tendency in order for you to determine and to organize your data and for you to be able to understand better the different data in the problem. So, measures of central tendency describes the central position within a data set. And actually, there are three common specific measures that is included or we will get or obtain in the central tendency. So, these three measures are the mean, median, and mode. So, the mean is the total average of the value of your data. And the median, it is where the central point or it is in the middle of your all data. And lastly, the mode. The mode is the most frequent value in your data or the most common data in your problem or specific data. Okay. So, in getting the mean, median, and mode, we will use a different formula in order to get their value. So, first, here. So as you can see, we have the different formulas of the mean, median, and mode. So in the mean, we will use the mean is equal to summation of x times f or f times x over n or divided by n, which is the x is the class marks or the midpoint, and also the f is the frequency or how frequent the number of the data is, and lastly the n, which is the total of the frequency. And the second one is the median. So the formula for the median is LB plus summation of f over 2 or divided by 2 minus CF over f times I, which is the LB is the lower boundary and the summation of f is the frequency over 2 and also the CF is the cumulative frequency or the class frequency and the f is the frequency and lastly the I is the interval. And lastly, we will get the mode by using this formula. So, the formula of mode is LB plus D1 over or divided by D1 plus D2 times interval. So, this LB is again the lower boundaries of the model class, and the D1 is the difference of the model class and the class preceding it. And lastly, the D2 is the difference of the model class and the class succeeding it. So, I have an example here. And the example 1 says that find the mean, median, and mode, the height of 40 students of first year college class. So, specifically, we will get the central tendency of the height of the different 40 students of first year college class. So, as you can see, we already have a table here. But specifically, if you are given a test or you are given a specific problem to solve, the usual given that is given to you is just the class limits and the frequency. But if you have this class limits and frequency, then you can solve all the different data that is needed for frequency distribution table, just like the lower boundary, the class marks or the midpoint, the f times x, and also the cf or the c times f. Okay, so I will discuss now on how to get the lower boundary. So specifically, in order to get the lower boundary is to just subtract this value to 0.5. So the formula is C1 minus 0.5. So as you can see, 118 minus 0.5, we will get the value of 117.5. And 127 minus 0.5, then we can obtain the value of 126.5. And 136 minus 0.5 is 135.5. And 145 minus 0.5, then we can get the value of 144.5. And 154 minus 0.5, then we can get the value of 123.5.
And 163 minus 0.5 is 162.5. And lastly, 172 minus 0.5, then we can get the value of 171.5. So all you need to remember when getting the lower boundary is just to subtract the first value of your class interval, and then you can get all this data. So next is the class marks or the midpoint or the x. So specifically, when dealing or solving x, we will need to use the formula of C1 plus C2 over 2. So the C1 here is this value and the C2 is this. So in simple words, we will just get the mean of these two values. So 118 plus 126, then we can get the value of 244. And then we will divide it by 2, then we can get the value of 122. And then after that, 127 plus 135 is equal to 262. And then we will divide it by 2, then we can obtain the value of 131. And then after is 136 plus 144 is equivalent to 218. Then we will divide it by 2, then we can get the value of 140. And then after that, 145 plus 153 is equals to 298. Then divided it by 2, then we can get the value of 149. Then after that, 154 plus 162, then we can get the value of 316. Divided by 2, then we can get the value of 158. And the next data is 163 plus 171 is equal to 334. Then divided by 2, then we can get the value of 167. And lastly, adding 172 to 180, then we can get the value of 352. And then divided by 2, then we can get the value of our class marks by 176. So, all you need to remember when getting the x or the class marks is to get the mean of your class limits or your two intervals. So we can get these values. The next one is the f times x. So specifically, since you have already your frequency and your class marks for the x, then you will just simply multiply this one to this one. Okay. So 3 times 122, then we can get the value of 366. And then 5 times 131, then we can get the value of 655. And then 9 multiplied by 140, then we can get the value of 1260. And then 12 times 149, then we can get the value of 1788. And then 5 times 158, then we can get the value of 790. And then 4 times 167, then we can get the value of 668. And lastly, 2 times 176, then we will obtain the value of 352. So again, by getting that times x, is you will just need to multiply the frequency and your class marks or the x. And lastly is the c times f. Since we already see the cumulative frequency or the CF, the formula in this is we will just need to add this one, and then the value of this we will add to the next number, and then add this to another number, and so on. So specifically, we will put the first value in here, so it is 3. And then after 3 plus 5, then the answer is 8. And then after that, 8 plus 9 is equivalent to 17. So this is 17. And then after that, 17 plus 12 is equal to 29. So it is 29. And then 29 plus 5 is equal to 34. 34. So 34 plus 4, 34. So 34 plus 4 is 38. So we put 38 in here. And 38 plus 2 is equals to 40 and 40. And you should always remember that the last digit or the last data of your cumulative frequency must be equal to the total frequency. If you have the equal data of your last digit or last data in the cumulative frequency, the total number of frequency, then you can assure that your cumulative frequency are correct. Okay.
So now we'll get the value of our mean. And the value of our mean, we will just need the class limits, frequency, class marks, and also the F times X. F times X. Okay. So in order to get the mean, then we will use the formula that I have discussed earlier, which is the summation of X times F and over or divided by the total frequency, which is the N. So, as what you have seen in our table in here, the total frequency of our F times X is 5,879. So, we will use that in order to get our mean. Okay. So, since we already have the different data that we need, then we will just simply substitute it in our formula. So the total of F times X is 5,879, and our total frequency, or total frequency is 14. So we will substitute it, then 5,879 divided by 40, then we can get the value of our mean by 146.975, or mean is equivalent to approximately 147. And then, since we already obtained our mean, then we will now discuss on how to get our median. So in our median, we will need just a 4 frequency table. So we will need just the class limits, the frequency, the lower boundary or the LB, and lastly the cumulative frequency or the C times F.
So after getting our mean, then we will now proceed in our median. So in median, we will just need the 4 tables, which is the class limits, the frequency, the lower boundaries, and also the cumulative frequency or the CF. So in getting our median, we will need to use the formula that I have discussed earlier. So the formula is the lower boundary plus the summation of F or the total frequency over or divided by 2 minus cumulative frequency or the class frequency, and then also the frequency times CW, or this is equivalent to the interval. So, as we observe that we already have the different data, if you are confused on why I use this different data here, so we will now see it in the table. So, since as you can see in our table that in this table, since our cumulative frequency is 3, then it also means that the interval will end up in the 3. And in the second median class or second median class, then its cumulative frequency is 8. Then it means that your data or your interval will end up in the value of 8. And in the third class, then its cumulative frequency is 8. So it simply means that I17, then it simply means that your data will end up on 17.